Hello, I'm Marcus Brix with the CattleFax Closing Bell. Today's Closing Bell is sponsored by Zoetis. Whether you call it bovine respiratory disease, BRD, shipping fever, or cattle pneumonia, it's a problem. Zoetis helps provide BRD solutions and expertise for every stage of cattle production. When an outbreak occurs, Zoetis has a full lineup of antibiotics to get it under control quickly and get your cattle back on feed. Visit brd-solutions.com for a full line of antibiotic products and insights from Zoetis. Whether or not you're a regular follower of financial markets, precious metals, or commodities, something you likely became used to hearing across the third quarter was the phrase record high. Investors continued this momentum into October, setting a new spot high watermark in several markets this week, from the S&P 500 to gold to feeder cattle. Spot feeder cattle futures traded to a high of 375.68 at a time of recording on Friday. Spot live cattle rebounded 275 per hundredweight to a daily high at 238.45. Not a new all-time high, but the highest price since the start of September. Of course, record high price levels naturally means record risk valuations. For example, if the feeder cattle market were to break 5% at 375, the dollar change would bring nearly $20 per hundredweight price break, equivalent to a 7.8% price break at the 2014 price highs. After more than a decade of inflation, prices for live cattle have tracked higher, but so have wholesale and retail prices of beef. Cattle feeder leverage as a percent of either wholesale or retail beef prices is strong, comparable to the previous cycle highs in 2014, which makes market sense. A similar benchmark does not exist to quantify the record high valuation in gold. Expressed as an indexed value relative to a 5-year rolling average, monthly spot live cattle futures are currently up 56%. Again, relative to their own 5-year average, spot S&P futures are up 52%. Gold, meanwhile, trading to a record high of $4,081 per ounce this week, is 100% above its 5-year average, doubled in price. Silver futures retested their all-time high price this week, though not at a level adjusted for inflation. Platinum futures found their highest price since 2013. Look at spot copper prices. Even after testing $5 per pound, they still find themselves at the weakest value relative to gold since the start of the century. There are multiple contributing factors to the extreme rally in precious metals, from manufacturing demand at data centers, government stockpiling, as well as the age-old uncertainty investment. Well, for investors today, gold, much like Midas, reigns as king. Thanks for watching. Remember to visit CattleFax.com. Become a member, see the latest market news and analysis.